Just when I thought I was out, this fruity light skin pulled me back in. So it's been about a month since I last talked about the bottom G, and somehow it seems like Tate has continued on his downward spiral. It's almost sad at this point. I mean, personally, I think it's pretty funny, and I think for most people it is too because of the whole, human trafficker aspect. But at this point, Tate has been so thoroughly culturally graped that it feels like God is just taking pot shots at his figurative corpse.
Dead.
At the end of my last video on Tate, I concluded by basically comparing him to those e-girl streamers that purposely develop a parasocial simp following so they can make money, and that is essentially what he is doing, but for guys that are convinced they're not gay. I mean, Tate is clearly having some money problems after getting his assets seized by the Romanian government, and in desperation, he's launched several pump and dump crypto scams to try salvaging all of his losses, with my personal favorite being Daddy Coin. Now, since then, Tate has continued to launch more shitcoins, but he's also created a super special Discord clone type server for all of the real top G glazers so they can all interact with Daddy on Discord. Once again, I can't think of a more masculine and alpha male thing than joining a Discord server to talk to Andrew Tate. Seems based. Truly, this has demonstrated how much Tate loves all of his kittens. Now, this actual server is called The Real World with the tagline "Ready to Escape Slavery," which is kind of ironic. I mean, maybe it's obvious, but I'll spell it out. It's ironic because Tate is charged with human trafficking and running a human trafficking ring, and he's telling young guys they can escape slavery. Is the irony lost on literally all of these people?
So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a f. Know about me. 21. I don't care.
If you were to start lying and saying I'm all these 16-year-old women or 18-year-old women, whatever the law is in America. 18?
It's 18 usually. You get married at 16.
All right, in Romania it's 16, sorry.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21.
Bruh.
If you're not familiar with the backstory, Andrew Tate originally started this whole thing with what most people know as Hustlers University. It's like the second most memed thing associated with him after the whole Sigma male alpha persona thing, the red pill. But basically, Hustlers University was a Discord server that you would join and he would teach you how to do drop shipping or some retarded shit. But now, possibly because of its reputation, Andrew Tate is rebranded to The Real World. Hustlers University is over. Now we're in the real world. So what is the real world? Well, according to its website, it's a global community created by Andrew Tate where like-minded people work on achieving their personal goals. And as we see here, there's a lot of member benefits. Members get advanced training and mentoring from experienced industry specialists. The idea here is to help people develop key skills through their education system, which you're not going to get from a normal college degree, all right? College is a scam, and because of that, you should go into this new thing that's totally not a scam, the real world. And how much money exactly does this life-changing course cost? Well, it's actually pretty affordable, all right? It starts at a $60 minimum for the cadet tier, which is what some might call the beta, cuck, or brokey tier, obviously. But frankly, I think if you're gonna go in here, you gotta really go all in. Imagine not spending $500 for the hero tier and becoming Tate's #1 guy. I did it. I'm his guy. He loves me. He chose me. What are you doing? Are you loved by anyone?
What am I gonna do? I'm Hitler's top guy. What am I gonna do? Adolf Hitler chose me to lead the revolution.
Now, another thing to point out here is that these extra tiers also come with a daily coin bonus and a power level boost. And that's because not only is this program designed to help you get your money up, but it's also a sick crypto game where you have to pay money to passively generate tokens for yourself. I covered this in slightly more detail in my previous video, but basically it's this entire convoluted thing where if you increase your power level, also known as giving Tate more money, you can earn more tokens, which on paper should be valuable. That's the idea. But in practice, these things are of equal value to the Hawk 2 coin, meaning it's worthless garbage. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm not going to spend 50 bucks trying to get into this server and seeing all these hidden gems. Firstly, because of what happened recently, which we're about to get into, but secondly, because I've been spending my money on different things. You see this right... You see this right here is the Lego Batman, the animated series Batmobile from the 90s cartoon. Here you can see we've got Mr. Freeze there, all right? Here you can see we've got Harley Quinn right there chilling out, all right? The Batmobile even opens. Here we've got Batman chilling in there, all right? It's been a while since I've gotten a Lego Batman set, but they're actually doing these rubbery capes now. Personally, I think it's a good change, and on top of that, I just think that this is a great bang for your buck, and frankly, it's going to teach you a lot more about the world than Hustlers University, or sorry, than the real world ever could. I mean, just look at this thing. You're telling me you're not going to buy this? You're telling you this isn't getting you going? Frankly, this is what you should be spending your money on. I'm just saying. Now, thankfully for us, a valiant soldier and member of the YouTube community named No Text to Speech has already infiltrated this Discord server a few weeks ago, and he compiled a lot of the funny things he found. And keep in mind, this isn't an actual Discord server on Discord. It's a homemade site where he just copied the Discord layout and made it out of spaghetti code. But the first thing that happens to you when you log in is you get immediately bombarded by 40 separate notifications telling you to do your daily list and react to other members, and oh, make sure you do your checklist to increase your power level. It's like Tate modeled his supposed course of gaining wealth based on like fucking Clash of Clans or any other mobile game that tries constantly to activate your neurons and keep your dopamine flowing by getting you to use microtransactions. And if you check the rules section, you'll also find that rule 3 is do not talk about OnlyFans, whatever you do.
We have normal Discord channel stuff. We have a Start Here channel. We have community guidelines. Oh, let's read these rules. Respectful on-topic conversations. Do not mention OnlyFans.
Ah, yes. No talk about OnlyFans in the Discord server of the guy with a pimping hose degree.
So yeah, on CorporateTape.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is pimp and hose degree.
Now, there's also a large emphasis on not posting your actual contact information because there's been a large case of abuse using that, and you'll see later why that is. Now, looking at Andrew Tate's profile here, it shows him as the Diamond King, or as I call him, God Emperor Zaddy. And looking at his diamond rank also shows this entire infograph of every single chess piece and how plebs in the server can obtain this rank. It turns out the more you log in each day, the more you progress to a higher up rank in the chess system until presumably you reach the level right below Tate, but you can never reach his real level because, let's be honest, there's only one of him, okay? He's one of a kind guy. Just another example of typical mobile game, or really just any game now, that's basically packed with annoying microtransactions to make you log in every day and tempt you to spending more money on gems, tokens, you know, whatever it is, whatever virtual currency they're pushing. This is the same exact thing, right? But you're escaping slavery by being in the real world for sure. But in this case, of course, instead of getting any like gaming experience out of it, there's actually no fun to be had. The only fun, if you want to call it that, is you get to strengthen your parasocial relationship with Andrew Tate. And once again, like, it's so funny to me that the entire premise of this server is supposedly to escape the Matrix and break free from slavery by paying $50 to do this mobile game fucking emerald system of chess pieces. So one day you can hopefully breathe the same air as Andrew Tate. Like, it is so transparently pathetic that anyone would pay for this. Now, Tate's server also has this awesome feature called power-ups. You know how on Discord, if you want to message someone, you just right-click their profile and then DM them? Well, that's not how it works in the real world. You see, in the real world, you need to purchase tokens and spend those tokens to get a power-up if you want to message anyone. You have to actually pay for a basic function that any app has for free. And you see, the way that you get these tokens is by logging in every day, also known as spending more money every month, as well as posting epic wins on the hashtag wins channel. Now, apart from all this fun token game shit, the actual courses themselves, the main thing they're advertising here, are, I think, clinically insane. Right when you get in there, you're given this 3-minute introduction video where Andrew Tate brags about how rich he is and how poor you are, and then he turns into a cyborg.
You now know exactly how to become rich. You will see me here, the top G, in many chat rooms and video courses. I exist inside of the real world after escaping the Matrix.
And the server also gives you the option to become a hero, which is just like literally the drinking the Kool-Aid meme, like having the wool pulled over your eyes. You are retarded. Commit to 1 entire year starting today to follow the real world's guidance to financial freedom. The real world in the next 365 days, if you truly try and do not quit, will completely transform who you are, your bank balance and physique. By pressing the I commit button below, you commit to staying inside the real world for the entirety of 1 whole year without giving up, canceling or leaving it for any reason. When giving up becomes not an option, it's time to commit. Do these people not know that you can just go to the gym? Like, you don't need Andrew Tate. You can just get a gym membership and go to the gym and lift weights. you can do it. I know you can do it. I believe it, okay? I know anyone can do it. Please, God, Andrew, I've already paid $50 to join this course, and now you want me to pay more money to join the hero squad or whatever the fuck? Come on, man. I just want to be a Sigma. Now, there's also an entire section dedicated to how to invest in crypto that's so convoluted and filled with layers of fast money, buy fast, have diamond hands, that it's almost impossible to process how bad it is.
Anyways, unlock signals, open, next, back. Become a professional crypto investor. Begin investing masterclass. Blah, 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 blah. You either get ultra high gain meme coin signal, does not promote any pump or dumps. And they're talking about meme coin signals. You could either get meme coin or you could get Lamborghini.
And really my favorite part of this server is not Andrew Tate himself. Instead, it's the community. It's what the other people here are posting. Unfortunately, it's probably not a shock to any of you that after seeing everything I've shown you, that someone would still spend money on this course. Thousands of people have, actually.
Discipline is key. Motivation will only get you so far. I'm so glad to know that I spent $50 to get surface level guard. Look how many people are reacting. Remember, every single one of these people have spent money on this fucking platform.
Well, most of the people in the server are just autistic, and it's funny. There are some actual posts from what look like regular dads trying to make some extra money, which is kind of sad. Like, I do feel bad for them in a way. It's like, all right, all these people have autonomy and really should be smart enough to know that this is a pyramid scheme. So like, it's so obvious that they shouldn't be here. But sadly, a majority of people want to get rich quick, and they're just so desperate to get there that they're willing to believe anything, which in this case is Andrew Tate. For example, there's this one dude, Speedy Gonzalez. He's the champion rank, which means that he spent $850 over the course of 2 years on this course. Speedy even posted in the flexing channel saying, having a glass of fire blood next to the fire and reading the Tate Bible paid for the fire blood with wins from selling $daddy. He then posts a video of himself staring directly into the camera as he burns a fire inside his house. I wish this was like a shit post, but no, this is a bald man burning a fire in his house because he made $20 from Andrew Tate's shitcoin. At a certain level, I do wonder if this server could be legally classified as like a cult, because I mean, literally this guy and all these other people are actually reading the Andrew Tate Bible and burning fires in their own house. Like, how do you even fix someone like that? This guy is a victim at this point, but he's so deep in it, I don't think you can convince someone out of this mindset. The delusion runs so deep, it seems impossible to fix. Like, okay, for example, look at this. Someone posted a picture of their actual child and said, it's a boy. I have no better flex than Family G. Imagine being this kid's son. You grow up and you later find out that your dad was posting pictures of you on Andrew Tate's Discord server. Like, that is just a very dark place to be. Now, on a slightly lighter note, if you check out the #victories channel, there's a lot of funny stuff that I literally can't tell what is satire and what is not. I mean, if it is satire, you're spending $50 to do it, so whatever, I guess. But like, nobody on YouTube is really meant to see this. Like, the server wasn't meant to be leaked. If you're posting this stuff ironically, you're only going to be seen by the other insane people here. So frankly, I don't envision a ton of people doing that, but who knows? It's just hard for me to believe that some of these posts are real. Like, I don't want to believe that these are real people. Obliterated a deer on the road and pulled the string off my workout pants to tie the bumper up and still made it to the gym and got my workout in. Zero excuses ever. All I had to do was remember I represent this community. #SSkit. He then linked a photo of his fucked up car to show how truly dedicated he is to the workout. 2 types of people. 1, figure it out and still go to the gym. 2, panic and use an excuse. Like, I mean, this is like probably the most productive thing someone's done in this Discord server, but realistically, you're still posting it on the Andrew Tate Discord. Now, the last interesting thing that no text-to-speech was able to point out was this ID that came along with this profile. It's a string of numbers that looked very similar to another Discord clone called revolt.chat. And after doing some very basic digging and inspect element and comparing the APIs, it seems like the 2 websites have the exact same back end, meaning Andrew Tate very likely stole the code for this website and rebranded it as his own thing.
We have Andrew Tate's thing on the left, and we have Revolt on the right. But you'll notice we have autumn, January. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think Andrew Tate's little platform is a ripoff.
And if you look in the comments, he even followed up with an article directly from the head of Revolt saying that Andrew Tate stole his software. The dev initially emailed them essentially saying, hey, you're using my software. I made this. You need a license to pay for this because this is mine. You can't just steal my shit. On the 23rd of November, I was made aware of their use of my software, and I immediately began contacting people and prodding through their site. And I ended up getting in contact with the COO of New Era Learning and one of the managers of the Real World. Within the first conversation, I was outright told that they don't care to comply and that they'd rather offer me a $120,000 salary job. And these messages are fucking insane too. It seems like whoever is texting him here has glazed so hard that he's been able to fully embody the way that Tate talks and all of his mannerisms. Let me be completely honest with you. Licensing means little to us. You're a talented guy. I want you to join my team. Work for me. We also pay in crypto. Maximum flexibility. Now, obviously, this programmer was pretty upset about the fact he had all of his website and service code stolen by, Andrew Tate, but it could have been anyone and he still has a right to be upset. And in the end, this is their response to him. Here's the thing. I usually don't bother with offering a job to people outside our brotherhood since it's always trouble. The only reason I was entertaining the thought of hiring you is because you managed to impress my lead dev. What is the lead dev doing? If you're just stealing other people's code, what the fuck is the job of the lead dev? What is he doing? And I also like the subtle psychological manipulation. Like, I wouldn't normally offer someone outside of the Tate circle a job, but you are just so talented. I'm just going to do charity work for you and offer you this. You'd be stupid not to take it. Since his thing Thanksgiving. If you choose to take my offer and work for us, today I'll be happy to pay $10K total for your employment. Tomorrow, my offer drops back to $7.5K. By Sunday, it won't be valid. I'll make it clear. The only arrangement where you get paid is by being part of the team. It's your choice. You now have the opportunity to change your financial life and become free while doing what you love, or spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and a few years of your life pursuing a ghost offshore company in a location where there is little to no regard to US and EU laws. I'm a sensible businessman, and I assume you guys are too. I always choose to have allies and good people on my team where we make money together. Like, this guy is straight up insinuating that he would have to chase offshore ghost companies. It's so comically shameless and also self-incriminating. It's like, oh my god, you're gonna sue us? Well, we have these secret companies you'll never find out about at offshore. Like, shouldn't you not say that? Probably. Now, the reason why all this is being done is because Andrew Tate, despite the fact that he's extremely rich, is apparently too cheap and too much of a penny pincher to actually pay someone to develop a site for him. To this day, I'm pretty sure they haven't actually paid the licensing to that Revolt guy, and there's not much this Revolt guy can do at the end of the day right now because Andrew Tate is in Romania. And even at the end of the article, the dev says that they are a small company and they don't have a lot of resources going forward. But unbeknownst to them at the time, Tate's company would actually pay a few months later, just not in the way that they expected.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we gotta talk about the hacking of Andrew Tate.
Yesterday, agents from the Matrix launched an egregious attack on the most important website on the internet, a website called The Real World.
So Andrew Tate's main website, The Real World, or university.com, has been hacked.
And that's the thing about stealing other people's software. It's nice because you don't have to do that much work, but you also end up stealing all of their vulnerabilities that come with that software, and you don't understand how to patch them because you didn't make it. And as it turns out, The Real World was using a much older, more hacking susceptible version of Revolt that had several easy breaches, which a group of hackers would then exploit, easily getting into the server and causing a real ruckus. Now, even the hackers themselves would describe the security as hilariously insecure. During one of Tate's live streams, the hackers launched their campaign first by spamming emojis of stuff like the trans flag, Andrew Tate with a big ass, and AI photos of him with gay flags because, of course, he's known for his past approval of the LGBT community, being a member himself.
You know, it's impossible to say I gave up without saying I gay.
Now, because these hackers really wanted to mess with Tate, they also found a very creative way to make the emojis spell out sentences. Sentences like, Andrew Tate is a cute gay gooner, and fun stuff like that. Now, even during the height of this hack, when it was all really going down, you could actually refresh the emoji picker and see 10 new emojis being picked out any second. Now, this obviously caused a massive freak out from all the top Gs that were trying to escape the Matrix, because it looked like the Matrix was finally attacking them. And by the Matrix, I mean a few gay hackers with too much time on their hands and a lot of lube. Like, Andrew Tate literally got brutally owned by people wearing programmer socks. Like, this sucks. And it's not even like the hack was that hard either. They essentially just opened the Chrome tab with inspect element, typed God mode equals 1, and then they got full access to every important thing on the server that Andrew could see. And the key part of the hack is that it allowed access to messages in every single public channel. Now, that may not seem like a huge deal because anyone who makes an account can already view the public channels, but what made that significant is that through that same exploit, they were also able to see all of the private channels. And that's where the real concern here lies, as obviously private channels are supposed to be secure and only visible to specific high-ranking members. Now, the hackers then compiled all this information and dumped it publicly for anyone to download, and it was absolutely insane. The file size is 14 gigs, and it's 14 gigs of literally just raw text filled with every single private DM and email that signed up, meaning the identities of everybody who signed up are now compromised as well. Now, they also revealed that according to the site's metrics, it generates $5.6 million monthly. That is fucking insane. The data also included 324,000 unique emails that appear to be users that signed up at some point. And what this really means in the end for the people there is that if you're someone who wants to be a scammer, you now have access to 300,000 email addresses that you can potentially scam. Now, I'm not saying that anyone should do this. I'm not even stating this ironically. Do not scam anyone. But one thing that somebody who's a scammer who has access to these fake emails will do is send them fake emails supposedly from Tate, sending them a link to some kind of website, and then the people would check their email and think, oh, I got a new update from Tate from The Real World. I want to click on this. And they then click on, let's say, a phishing link that grabs their IP address or something like that. Maybe it makes them download a file onto their computer. Obviously, it's not a good situation to be in for these guys. But Tate, unironically, because he's too lazy to pay for website code or too broke, exposed them to the Matrix. Now, another huge thing that was revealed here is in relation to Andrew Tate's war room. Basically, if you wanted to meet up with Andrew Tate, you have to spend $8,000 to join the Real Cool Kids Club and become a part of his war room. Now, you'll notice here everyone's faces are blurred, and that's because being in the club is an anonymous thing, right? Which, I mean, you know, is fair. there for obvious reasons of identity protection, but also I wouldn't want anyone to know that I spent $8,000 to sit in a room with Andrew Tate and talk about daddy coin. Like that would be very embarrassing for me. But as it turns out, as people dug through these leaks, they found a link to Google Drive that had videos of all the War Room people with their names and faces on it. I'm going to keep it blurred out just in case, but that is a potential hundreds of people that could now also get scammed or get their identity stolen in the future, or even blackmailed if they don't want to be associated with Tate anymore. Like, this could really negatively reflect on their personal life. Their anonymity is gone. Now, Tate would actually respond to all these leaks on Twitter, basically coping and downplaying the severity of it all. We hacked his school and saw the chats of his 800,000 members. The chats are public. You literally just bought a membership and logged in and read the rooms. Call that a hack? What's 800,000 times $49 a month? Oh wait, you bought a membership. What's 800,001 times $49 a month? We are huge because we work. Everyone makes money inside of the real world. Join us. So he literally just used the hack to downplay what actually happened and then to further promote the fucking service that just got hacked. Now, he also made an announcement inside the real world, essentially saying the same thing and ending it with, "The Matrix itself has failed, the real world is secure, and we've only just begun." Now, obviously, with everyone going through the leaks, more and more videos were coming out, more and more messages were being released and made fun of, but there's one specific video that everybody's talking about. It's basically Andrew Tate and Justin Waller. Justin Waller is like one of his associates who's on his shows all the time. He's a part of the Tate Circle. And it's basically these two guys explaining how to isolate women from their friends and families so you can sow division among their friend group and then isolate them from them so you can abuse them. It is fucking insane.
You're a bad guy now. My husband wouldn't do that, even though the dish is lying just to try and flex. You know what I mean? It gets in their head. Right, so you have to try and isolate them from those things. And things we've talked about thus far, like selling a dream, adding excitement, her never catching you slipping, all these things tie into isolating her and taking her away from the outside influences. Every outside influence is trendy. All of them.
Now, this isn't exactly shocking information given that it's Andrew Tate, but it is funny to see him even in modern day saying it clear as day that that is like what he does. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out that these are the same tactics that he likes to use to traffic girls. And Andrew's brother, Tristan Tate, also has an older series online where he talks about how to pick up girls, granted in a less extreme way, but we do see some serious parallels.
You have to be their boyfriend for an extended period of time. You then have to take her virginity on the 2nd month anniversary or something along those lines, and I'm going to teach you how to do it while still being in a Playboy lifestyle scenario.
Frankly, I think these hacks are pretty indicative of the state that Andrew Tate is in and how bad his reputation is. Like, to a certain extent, when Andrew Tate first came out, I think everyone just found him entertaining as a novelty because he was funny, and ultimately they were like, well, he's probably just fucking around, right? He's joking. But at this point, it feels like no one respects or cares about Tate or even finds him funny. They just want to make fun of him all the time. They're sick of him. Most people just want to move on with their lives and are thoroughly burned out of hearing the bald man speak. At the end of the day, Andrew Tate's basically screwed and he knows it. In fact, both him and his brother are. In the grand scheme of things, this hack doesn't really matter that much because no matter what, the charges the Tates are facing mean that they're most likely going to rot in jail in the near future. So despite the real world making $5 million a month, all that money is most likely not going to stay with the Tates for very long. It's either going to be seized by the governments that are charging them, or they're going to have to use it to pay legal fees because they're currently being investigated by the Romanian government. And after that trial concludes, they're being extradited to England to have a trial there. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. It's so sad. You know, I really was a huge fan of Andrew Tate in the beginning. He was my #1 guy, but you know, now I just can't stand by him anymore. It's sad, man. It's sad when you have to disavow a good friend like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.